it's not just about technology, it's about the future of how people are going to live and work.
Hello, Deepa ma'am. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Ma'am, before we get started, I'll have Saurabh introduce you to the audience. Saurabh, you can go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Today, we have with us Ms. Deepa Sahel. So, ma'am is a serial entrepreneur and a digital transformation coach and has been featured in top 100 entrepreneur digital transformation compendium. She is also the president of Indian Women Institutional League. She is the CEO and founder of ADG Online Solutions and also executive director at Roki. She has also authored the best-selling book on digital transformation, Digipedia. Ma'am, we are delighted to have you here today. Stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, and a very warm good evening to all the people who are listening to me. I see 54 people on my screen, and it's a pleasure to be here. And thank you so much, MDI, and if I, pronounce it correctly, Mile, for hosting me today. Right now, we're talking about me. I would want this session to be very interactive. I don't want to teach you, and I'm here to share my experiences as an entrepreneur, what I have done in life. I've curated 4 startups, as I always say in my sessions. 2 of them have been very, very successful, ADG and Vivoki India. And now I'm pursuing my passion in the industry after 20 years, 10 years in corporates, and almost 10 to 11 years now as an entrepreneur. My story is very interesting. I know you would like to, hear it very briefly. I'd like to put it in about 60 odd seconds. And I started as at the reception desk of a small ad agency in a regional area of Chandigarh. And from there, hopping, shifting places, and, starting my own venture in 2008. And from 2008 and 2021, I'm here. I'm very proud to tell you I won 13 awards. I've given employment and I'm very fortunate that I've given employment to 500 people in India. And I'm a BSc Home Science graduate, and followed by that, I did my IFT MBA. And now today, I can tell you that I have built products in artificial intelligence, in IoT, and I'm a little bit hands-on on blockchain because we have worked in the industry and the ministries. So before I begin, I'd like to begin my presentation, so that you can probably have a look. Okay, so we're going to make this super interactive session. We're going to brainstorm, and I'm really looking for my engagers. And we are going to divide this hall in, in engagers and influencers, right? Everybody's up for me for talking on this one, on the discussion. The discussion today is future of work and tech entrepreneurship. How does the world evolve in the coming 10 years? What, as management graduates, should be your preparation, whether it is scalability, whether it's looking for a top-notch job, not just in India, but globally? And what if you were given the entrepreneurial echelon and you wanted to be an entrepreneur? So first of all, I'd like to tell you that, recently, I love this Atmanirbhar focus. I love Make in India, and Modi ji, really saying that India has fantastic consumption patterns and all of us should focus on being entrepreneurs. But there's one thing that I'd like to tell all of you, that if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's very important that you understand that it is very, very important for you to analyze your chi or your kai, as they say, different pronunciations in UK and India and China and US. What is your chi? Are you really fit? Are you sure about your passion, about your idea, if you want to hop on this entrepreneurial bandwagon? So one thing is looking for that passion, for that aptitude to be an entrepreneur. This is most important. Not because everybody is wanting to be an entrepreneur, I want to be an entrepreneur. No. I will become what I want based on my passion, based on my inspiration, and based on my conviction, courage of conviction. So I've told you about myself. When I say finding your entrepreneurship edge, trust your gut. What is your gut? My gut is that I'm very passionate about whatever I do, and I can do things in a jiffy. I'm passionate to motivate others, bring about a team. My idea is powerful enough to go to the world and make money and generate employment for, let's say, 500 to 1,000 guys. And my idea is scalable. Now, this sounds very big, but remember this, everybody starts very small. HP was built in a garage. Intel was built in a garage. The world's most innovative company, as I put it in my idea, Apple, it started in a very small basement. And it is just ideas that you play on. It is just passion that every day that you take little teeny steps. So one thing is, the first thing when we step on this, well, we'll understand both these segments, whether you can be a worker in companies across the board, or you would want to be an entrepreneur. Both the aspects we're going to look at. But I'm sure many of you must have read this book. It's a beautiful book by Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It's a very small book, about 15 or 20 pages, or maybe 25 pages, that says, do not take the journey because everybody is taking that journey. You have your own flight, your own innovation, and your own leadership. So follow your path, follow your conviction. Take the plunge when you weigh your pros and cons. So we'll do pros and cons separately. What does, in data bullet points, take you to be an entrepreneur? But it is not for the faint-hearted. I'm sure, I don't know, I'd like to hear if, I can hear if any of the entrepreneurs is already listening to me today. Are there any entrepreneurs here who are listening to me today? Do I have any answers on this one? Or I'm talking alone?
Ma'am, to be entrepreneurs.
Okay, to be entrepreneurs. Fantastic. Fantastic. When you reply to my question, I get the energy to propel in a more powerful way. So great. So I'll share with you, this journey is not for the faint-hearted. If you're ready on every first to pay 500 people salaries, if you're ready to face legal challenges, if you're ready to build your team, face attrition, I'm not discouraging people, but I'm saying I'm ready for this challenge and I commit myself 100%. I'm not going to do it just because everybody is wanting to be an entrepreneur and Modi ji says become an entrepreneur. No. So I'll follow my heart and I'll do something that fits my aptitude and attitude both. At least 40% of all businesses will die in the next 10 years. Who says? I don't say that. John Chambers say that. He's the executive chairman, Cisco. I'm sure most of you know that Cisco is a very, technically very innovative company. I worked with Cisco for good 5 years across 10 program verticals that comprised of cloud, that comprised of IoT, that comprised of e-commerce. We worked not just on their products, but we have also worked on their branding, their conversion, their business, B2B businesses. So 40% of all businesses will die in the next 10 years. Well, you agree, you don't agree, I really want to hear. But here's what I have to say. Companies that we saw very actively involved and they were the dawns on the tech radar, they're nowhere there today. There are new players all the more. The new players who are changing the game. And we have digital giants like Facebook. We have digital giants like, you name it, Google, who are changing the denomination of the tech world today. And they're only pointing, they're recalibrating, they're adjusting the entire landscape. And they're pointing to one thing, that our economies are going to be increasingly digital. For those of us who are in the contemporary times, see that, digital is a very powerful weapon. I'm sure most of you know that the US presidential election, not this one, it doesn't have a hype, but the earlier one had a lot of hype when it talks to social media, channels influencing the way people hired, people voted. So that is very important. Digital is a powerful weapon. And now we may just have digital economies and digital countries. And as I speak so, I'm sure many of you may think, going abroad and settling there might be a great idea. I slightly differ. While they're far more organized and process-centric, and countries like US are 100 years ahead of us, India is a big digital economy, and it is a very good time to start your entrepreneurial journey here. This is the right time, because I'm going to switch to Hindi also, कि जो भी idea आपका West में आता है 10 साल पहले, वो India में हम उसको, we emulated. So I'll give you a small example. Binny Bansal, we started, so Amazon was books. He started with books here in India. So any idea, what we can learn is we can learn sometimes from the West. Well, they learn a lot from us, yoga and many more things. But when it comes to tech, I think Silicon Valley has so much to teach us, and we're going to go ahead and see what lies ahead. Let's get digitally creative and disruptive. Are you ready? Are we ready, guys? Any voices on that? Yes? Yes, yes, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. So this is the digital highway. I would want you guys to be responsive, and I love it, a group of influencers, and I really wanted to throw questions, and I just love doing that. So the digital highway, what is going to happen? One, we are transitioning towards virtual experiences. You may like to differ, but this is my opinion. Why? COVID has taught us so many things. We are sitting in different places, different states, different areas, but we are talking, we are collaborating, we are learning. And tomorrow's enterprise may have people sitting in Netherlands and maybe UK and India and China, and they may be working together through a collaborative tool. We have so many other things like virtual realities, augmented realities, step in. So virtual experiences, nobody cares about your 9-to-5 job. You can't be an entrepreneur sitting in your home with just one table and notebook, and you may be earning in millions. It's just the idea and the opportunity that you think you're capable to fill in, that's important. That's one. Second, with the digital giants who are coming in, these Googles of the world and Facebooks of the world, and they have, I'm sure you'll agree, while we love them and they've given us so much of, enablement in terms of searching things, doing your assignments and, going to places, paying money, digital wallet, but regional players are going to thrive. That means while I have grocery shops like Reliance, I have grocery shops like, Big Bazaar and like other, commodity shopping, but I would still buy from my local dukanwala. That is the hyper-local channel, the regional channel. Because why? Because he customizes. वो मेरे घर पे मेरे डोर स्टेप पे सामान छोड़ के जाता है और वो ये भी जानता है कि मेरा परचेज पैटर्न क्या है. So very simple. I'm trying to make it simple for you guys. Behavioral targeting, understanding your customers, profiling them would take you a step further. And that is what I say. Digital experiences coupled with personas, behaviors of your prospect customers through powerful marketing journeys would give you great products, would give you entrepreneurial products. You may ask me a question if it intrigues you or if there's a difficulty in understanding this, but we'll come and we'll dice it down further. We'll have shared service business models, collaborative tools. So this is very interesting. Yes, obviously we'll have collaborative tools, like I said, not only in work cultures, but in your, I don't know how many of you have heard of gig economy. It's going to be a major. So if I was to build my digital team today, I would not bother hiring a full-time person. I would rather go for a guy who does a gig for me for X number of dollars or maybe whatever denomination that he charges me, because I think he's far more productive than hiring a full-time employee who takes space, office infrastructure, and who takes, so I have to pay for infrastructure in office. So I would rather go for a remote model. And I don't know how many of you know that TCS and companies like, Infosys have actually started to believe in the remote model because it saves them a lot of money and gets them better skill set. So don't worry if you're thinking to do a job, you might be just sitting in your house and doing that job. Well, most of us would love or may not love that, but that's going to be the reality in the coming next 10 years. That is what the future of work would take you to. When we say e-commerce frenzy, well, yes, you can sell products online. I'll be sharing a case study with you, a very small case study, as to how a company has taken advantage of COVID and turned around their entire selling strategy to make money very effectively. Okay. And then is process automation, which is, what do you know about process automation? Anybody? Do you have anyone who can come back to me and tell me?
So it's basically about reducing the human interactions. I mean, in generic terms. Yeah, I mean, specific to like, I worked in the IT industry for a couple of years. So automation as such was more about, trying to reduce the manual testing effort in the IT industry. Similar to that, I think if it's a manufacturing industry, it may be about automating the, probably the assembly line or something like that. Any specific process that can be automated.
Absolutely. So process automation, when I say I have so many tools that given, and there's a big economy that fits in there. There are tools like Salesforce. There are tools like you automate your processes. When you say automation, companies like Adobe, they are like, whether it's your digital experiences, whether it is saving your customers, whether it is lead generation, whether it is selling in stores. We have, this is too big. I mean, this is like this leaping a bit forward, which I'll be discussing in between and I'll explain. But robotics is coming in. I'm sure everybody's familiar. But how do they impact? How do they put increases in our entire game is what we don't understand. So completely automated products. Some of you might want to ask me this question to Deepa. Of course, yes, automated, but don't you think that is a threat to our job? And that is an answer that I'd love to talk about and talk to you about. The same thing, customer centricity. My voice is echoing, so I request one of you to kindly mute. I can hear my voice when I talk, it's echoing. So kindly mute it. So customer centricity, innovation, personalization, and customization. There are 4 things that we will major. Can you mute it, please? I'm sorry if I've... Navas, can you hear me? I request everybody to mute it. There's a lot of noise at the back.
Ma'am, I believe everybody's on mute, ma'am. I think it is a problem with the microphone, I guess.
I can hear children at the back and stuff. Anyways, so one-to-one customer centricity, innovation, personalization, and customization that's going to be very, very important. That's going to be the major mainstay. We're going to have, if you see companies like Salesforce, like Tesla, like Amazon, like Netflix, they're all working on the same principle of personalization. When I say Netflix, it bundles. Do you copy me, Nidhi? Do you read me? I have a lot of disturbance while I speak. And I request all of you to mute this because I cannot hear. A lot of noise of children playing in the background. Anyways, I'll continue. Okay, so what are the technologies that we see in the next 5 or 10 years? Big data, cloud computing, social media, virtual store, subscription-based models, 3D printing, robots, IoT, AI, online platforms, and of course we will run the one, the digital village one, that's random. I would love any questions if you have any. Any questions on the digital, any other subject that you want me to talk in detail? Big data, cloud computing, social media?
Yes, ma'am. So recently, ma'am, if you talk about IoT, so there are there's talk. There's been a lot of talk around it. Like in further going time, we'll not have to do anything like going to retail stores or buying anything. These like our fridge or our machines here at our home will gather data from what we do, and through that will all the processes will be automated in future. So what do you think about it? Like, is it how much far are we from that happening?
It's just around the corner. That's man. So when you say that this is nothing but IoT, which works with sensors coupled with AI and data. So I have a beautiful recipe for what you said. It is a fantastic example that when I went to MIT University about a couple of weeks ago. So this is this. You go home and you tell your car to check in your fridge whether you have today's dinner, and your refrigerator is going to tell your car if your fridge is stocked or not. That is one. So small examples. Well, I'm sure in luxury cars you already have this feature when your car beeps in and says, your tires need you need air in your tires. So this automated version of IoT, which is nothing but Internet of Things, is going to take place. Earlier version was RFID, which is again the beacon or the sensor system that reads through. So I think IoT is going to take away, when you say smartly connected devices, IoT is going to take a center stage, the main center stage. I will be talking in detail about it. Hope I've answered your question.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Take a look at it. Highest paying jobs of the future, 2025 to 2050. Now, I find this pretty interesting. The most fetched money fetched, or what do you say, the most fetched jobs, space pilot. So imagine a commercial pilot who flies a commercial liner today. He'd have to graduate in engineering. He would have to have certifications of space, and he would also have to upgrade his skill set to be the space pilot. That's 6 years, 7 years down the line. I'm sure many of you know this, that companies like Tesla, companies like Amazon see a lot of money, big buck out there when they say space tourism is going to command a lot of leverage. That's one. Then we have data detective. Sounds a bit ahead of its time, but yes, we are having billions and billions and billions of data records. And when we have lots of records, we definitely have the server space. We definitely have the cyber security space that is needed, that needs to be deployed there. We have layers of web security. And above web security, there's going to be, there are going to be guys who are going to be looking at data which is masked or hidden. So data detective is an interesting I'm sure it's an interesting job that, or data detective might be a little dramatic. You can say a data manager or data analytics manager is a great job to look for. What else? What else would I say? I'd say IT service broker, companion for the aged, AI specialist, 3D printing engineer, digital rehabilitation counselor. Now these are some of the, the job would change. So if you have a question, you had a question and you said, hey buddy, don't you think Skynet is going to come the way we are heading, and we'll have, imagine this. I love this example, and I cite it many times when I go to my speaks in different institutes across India and abroad. Imagine this, you dress up in the morning, you get into your Google Glass or your, your smart glass, check which dress is going to look good, and you ask your refrigerator what's inside it. Then you are, you get in, you go to your car, which is like fully charged, it doesn't have fuel. You power it up, you don't have to put a chabi inside it to give ignition. It just starts. You say to start and it starts, and then you tell your virtually powered AI assistant to let you on and check whether the temperature is good for a coat or a sweater or a warm up. And you have this digital highway, or maybe the solar powered highway. Of course it takes time in India, places like India, yes, but this is what the world is going to look like. How many of you think that, how many of you had thought of, phones being a part of our lives? How many of us had thought that, cloud will become such a big part of our lives? So, and how many of us had thought, I think when I was a youngster, like in my early 20s, I never thought that I'll be able to call and see the face of the person whom I'm talking to. So that's how technology changes and changes hands. When I say building digitally agile businesses, this is an example of a company that has clocked about 500,000 in 2 months because they identified a great opportunity and they pounced at it. And by the time they had clocked their revenue, there are many players who stood up as competition. But when I say turning an entrepreneur, the future tech, this is brilliant. I see an opportunity because this COVID is there and I see a lot of people inquiring, going to different vendors, and I put an e-commerce store and I couple it down with a digital wallet like InstaMojo or name it, Razorpay, or anyone that you want to integrate it with. And here you're ready and you start cloaking business. All you have to do is you have to put this store on your digital channels like your Facebook or your Google or your name it, Insta. You start cloaking sales. So that is a great way to brand your business. Quick turnaround. So this what I call is smart entrepreneur, quick entrepreneur. That's one. Take a look at this, the digital disruption matrix. Very interesting. By 2021, 20% of all activities and individual engagers will correspond to the top 7 digital giants. Agree, disagree? Do we agree? Pranav, do you agree?
That sounds plausible now.
Yes. By 2025, 42% of workers will work with AI. Well, you have at least 30 applications on your phone right now, and some of you are also glancing into those. I'm telling you, and I can't see you, but I know it, because the dependency on natural, on NLPs or the AI of the world is very, very high. Our applications are so beautifully customized. The UIs are so fantastic. Our dependence is enormous, and there's a big virtual world. So what I mean to say is that you're already working with AI and we don't even know it. We don't even know that our dependence on AI. So Netflix that you watch at night is basically, and when it suggests you that, hey, you're watching this movie and this one has a 90% match. Would you want to watch this one? That's nothing but artificial intelligence that's going to take places. And this is going to be the, what do you say, the main, the KRA, if you say, in the coming times. By 2020, 100 million consumers will shop in augmented reality. No, I think, well, we are far-fetched. Not in India, maybe yes and no both. When obviously we use applications like Snapchat and all, and you do those ears and you do this make face mock-ups. It's all nothing but, AR and VR coupled together. But yes, and when we say blockchain by 2020, base businesses will be the, in the center stage. Yes, blockchain is going to be a major mainstay in our world. And a very big thing I'm going to say, and very few people say this, blockchain will replace internet in the next decade. And today is, what is the day today? Today is 7th or the 8th of November. Mark my words, blockchain replaces internet very shortly in a couple of years. It's more secure, more reliable, and more transaction oriented. And we would see more of smart contracts, and we would not see companies. We'd see smart contracts. So Ola would be a smart contract and not be a company very soon. This is strange, but true. You might not agree, but I say transaction will be far more secure. And, that'll be the major, even governments will believe in blockchains because they're secure and they cannot be any gray or parallel economy. That's the deal. Let's hear from the stalwarts. Elon Musk, I know everybody knows about it. You might say, why she's talking about the biggies, why not the medium-sized companies? I would love to talk about the medium-sized companies. Some of them are great players. We'll talk about it later. But Elon Musk hiring applicants, and he says, I don't care if you even graduated high school. Oh, yes. I completely, and I'm a big rebel. My daughter is in the 12th grade, and I tell her that she's wasting her time by reading those books. Sorry, this is very, what is the right word? This is too sharp-edged. But, the kind of skill set, I would rather prefer to do a Python course for 2 months if I could go back to my teens and start again as a developer. And because the world's going to see a sea change. See, Mr. Musk says, I don't care if you graduated. You just have to be a geek or a nerd. What I'm trying to say is, if you were to ask me why she has put this slide, that degrees are important, but they're not that important. Your internal matrix or your internal innovative DM matters. You might say, how do I code? I'm not a developer. Well, here's the good news. Even the development is going to be auto-generated. We would no longer want coders because we're going to have automatic coding techniques coming very soon. Well, soon. How soon? I'd say as a futurist, maybe 2 years. And we already have plug and play dashboards like, what is the name? Really important ones, data dashboards are really coming. Very prominent tools like we have Pentaho, we have this one, what is the name of this drag and drop? Very famous data analytics tool, which I'm skipping. Everybody uses it. Anybody can fill this in for me? Very famous drag and drop tool, which is very famous. So I'm not able to recall it.
Microsoft Power BI?
Power BI, yes, is another one. It's very simple. Most of the guys use it. Power BI. Who's this, please? You are?
Sagar Sakharkar.
Sagar, okay. Hi. Yeah, Sagar, Power BI is very powerful. There's one that is on my mind, but I'm going to just, sometimes what happens, we forget it. So there are 5-6 very powerful tools that are going to change life, and they're just basics. These guys are making money because they're front runners and they're first movers advantage. 2 more years and you'll see Python is automatic, R is automatic. So here's the thing. So the world belongs to great ideas. The idea is to be the idea, to think the idea, to drink that idea, to sip that idea. The world lies into an idea. It doesn't lie in the degrees. It doesn't lie in the 9-to-5 jobs that you wanted to do for somebody else, who might drive you. So here's my example. I was working with, I will not name, but I was working in an MNC. And I just chucked the job in 3 months. They used to send me to Singapore and they used to send me to Cochin. And I just chucked the job over a glass of beer. And I came home and I said, I'm going to start on my own. So my point is, follow your heart. And if you think that you're ready to do this, this roller coaster ride, sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. And if you really don't think so seriously about, really getting, what is the right word? To sit on the cushion, to sit on your sweet spot. And I think that's the thing, that's where you take the. So here's the thing. What is entrepreneurship? No. It's not what you're thinking, like the entrepreneur. No, it's finding a meaningful caveat. What is it that I can give the world? What is it that I can at least give to my surroundings that I can make money? If I can offer it. So I was sitting with this guy, Naukri head, Sanjeev, what's his full name? Mr. Sanjeev, I'm forgetting his last name. And he's like, Deepa, I think if you find a problem to a solution, And that is where the meaning or the hidden opportunities for an entrepreneur, to be an entrepreneur. Talk about this guy, Ritesh Agrawal. And I know most of you know his story, but the best part is that he thought the hotels are very expensive and he could afford it. So he started this aggregator model in hotels, and how beautifully it has come up. I just love the fact that he's done pretty reasonably. But the best part, the secret success to his recipe is that he identified that lacune in how to fill in. That is the answer. That is the solution. Look at this gentleman. Well. His dad started, he was at a petrol pump, and he's a second gen, I'd say, entrepreneur. But how beautifully these guys have, what stint they have created, and they also realize that he'll have to broaden his portfolio in the digital world and see how the checks follow him, how Google comes and invests, how Amazon comes and invests, how Facebook comes and invests. So many guys have come in and cut him a check. So I'm sure it's a very smart move. But if he moves in a particular direction, there's one opportunity, one strength and one weakness. The strength is that, yes, we are heading to the digital economy. So if you're looking for a startup in agri-tech or in fintech or in deep tech, whatever, whichever way you want to do a startup, digital cannot be ignored. It is the central core area. It is the nucleus to the next world. That is what I have to say today. So we are in the league of digital transformation. Mukesh Ambani is doing extremely well because he's changed his focus. So just added to make I hope you guys are not getting bored. It's going good. What do you think, guys? Any feedbacks on how it is going and any questions? I'm more than happy to take, and we're going to roll it after this.
No question as of now.
All right. But I'll be happy to answer if any. I love sessions that are very engaging. So here's the thing. If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small. Well, I also took some time to learn this. You have to dream big. Now you'll say, okay, but I have the money too. How will I dream big and do nothing? No, you can dream big and start small. You can take baby steps, but make sure you believe in your baby steps. And there's no going ahead or no backing out. Dream big, small, start small. As far as I know about this guy, he's a first-gen entrepreneur. He's done reasonably well. His mother used to take him. I'm talking about Richard Branson. His mother used to take him to, maybe a place where there are plane hangars, and he developed the love of flying there. I think she used to work there in some capacity. I'm missing, I read. So, he developed love of planes, and he has so many chains and so many orientations. And this is the beauty of how he has built an empire in just one life, and that is really, really commendable. And then we have Bill Gates now. Again, very big, you might say two big examples, but yes, we are going to start with some small ones also. Look at this gentleman, so interesting. Baiju Ravindran, very simple guy, floats an app, बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं ये, and see इन्होंने क्या किया है. He's become a unicorn. I'm sure most of you know what's a unicorn, but he has made $1 billion company. And look, एक application बना के भी आप एक unicorn बन सकते हैं. क्या किया इन्होंने? He just solved a problem for parents. And how beautifully he's done it. He has excelled in that forte. So what I'm trying to say is pick up forte, excel in it, deep dive, and just eat it up and swallow it down. So it has to be a madness कि आप जब आप entrepreneur बनते हैं तो एक madness चाहिए कि सुबह शाम रात इसको पूरा करना है, इस सपने को हमें पूरा करना है. Very interesting. Now let's come down from Teslas of the world and SpaceX's of the world. Hyderabad startup Skyroot Aerospace, first private company to test rocket engines in India. Well, they did it for a fraction of the cost. Beautiful is the word. So proud of my India. And apart from that, I was just reading today in the newspaper while Richard Branson said, he sent a spacecraft and it cost him about $1 billion to, he's talking about space tourism. There's a similar company that done it for a fraction of the cost. So that's so beautifully done, and I'm sure there's a lot of opportunity for us. Down south, we have more software entrepreneurs. I don't know why, but I think the inclination is huge, and we are the startup capital. Software, especially in Bangalore, has done tremendously good. So that's Baiju Ravindran for you, who's done exceedingly well. What is the question that I ask myself, Well, is my idea sound enough and it addresses a genuine problem? Do I answer a problem? Do I have the aptitude and passion to drive this to its maximum potential? Will I go all tooth and nail out to fight, towards the validation of my idea? Would I give everything I've got? I know this guy, the Paytm guy. What is this guy? The Vijay. What is his full name, guys? Vijay what? The Paytm guy?
Vijay Shekhar Sharma.
He sold his house. Excellent. Who was that? Kindly do suggest your name so that I know my influencers. Who's
Sagar, ma'am. Sagar.
Very responsive, Sagar. Well done. So he sold his house to start Paytm. He did, I think, what I hear is he started 2 or 3 startups before he started Paytm, and he took a massive risk. He's an only brother of 4 or 5 sisters, and I think he mortgaged his house and he started it. And look, where is he? IC, IPL, all across Paytm, and I think he's doing which round the series funding, I think, C, D, E, F. He's done so reasonably well. So that makes it takes, what I'm trying to say is that it takes everything you've got to give it. And then an entrepreneur is born. An entrepreneur is not born because it's just a fad and come on, let's be an entrepreneur. No. Another thing that we have to see is what is my competition. So I think he launched pretty early, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, because now there are a lot of players like, PayU and then Google Pay, and then now WhatsApp is also coming with, I know most of you, today's news that WhatsApp is going to come up with a money transfer, a digital wallet kind of a facility. It's got a nod from the Indian government. So I think it's going to be very, very competitive. He's walked in. So early movers advantage is very important. What is your unique differentiation? आप अलग कैसे हैं? आप कुछ करना चाह रहे हैं, अलग कैसे हैं? तो I would love to brainstorm अगर आप में से कोई मेरे साथ डिस्कस करना चाहता है कि भाई मैं अपनी लाइफ में ये करना चाहता हूँ या चाहती हूँ, आप मुझे बताओ क्या मैं सही सोच रहा हूँ या, तो ये इसको क्या बोलते हैं, हम इसको बोलते हैं टेस्टिंग विद द सेट ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंसर्स. आप अपने इमीडिएट सर्कल में अपना आइडिया टेस्ट कर सकते हैं 8-10 लोगों के साथ बात करके. I don't believe in stealth mode startups, like hiding your idea. That there are many people I meet, they say this is stealth mode. No, it's not stealth mode. I would want you to discuss your vision, your idea, and your suggestions with an immediate circle. It's very important. So AI startups in 2020 that changed the world. Hey, mind you, this is lots of them from the West, but just take a look at them. I'm sure you got it in you to start one here in India. You'll say, why? We don't think we are ready. No, you're ready because India is the software capital of the world. Why not? Why not here? And today, why can't I think today? I don't know how many of you have thought that, know that Intel has, they fund a guy, a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, and putting in millions like for his startup. So I'm sure coding, it's just coding, I think. Right now, if the day is for coding, I don't know how it's going to be the next 5 years, but coding takes center stage. 50 billion devices versus 7.5 billion people by 2020. That's the magic. So yes, an IoT degree is not bad if you want to do it. If you want to do an IoT startup, fantastic. Collaboration, connectivity, communication are 3 C's. You tell me what's the pivot, I'll say this is the pivot. Collaboration, connectivity, and communication, the backbone of today's enterprises. It's the glue that sticks people and organizations together. It helps build connections based on shared objectives, views, and missions. I hope it's, guys, do you find this session interesting, or I'm talking to myself? I need the feedback so that I can keep going in the same direction. Some feedback?
Yes, ma'am. It's a very insightful session that we are having.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'd really like to hear that. And if you want me to change my direction, please let me know so that I can do justice to that. So where is artificial intelligence right now? 60% of companies, I said, will be using AI. Maybe let's put it at 2020, 2021, because COVID has definitely slowed us down. While COVID has slowed us down, let's not forget that digital transformation has, it's surged. It's moved towards speeding up. So digital has taken up pace. People who did not even understand an iota of digital have moved on to become, to start selling products digitally. So it matters a lot. 97% of mobile users are already using AI-powered voice assistants. You know that. We know Siris of the world. We know Alexas of the world. And of course, another 2 years, and they're going to be extremely sophisticated. They're also going to gauge your mood swings. Imagine you're driving to your office, or you're at home and you're bored, or you're emotionally a little low, and your Alexa powering you up. Well, that reduces the face-to-face interactions between humans, but Well, you have a VA friend very soon who's sophisticatedly trained, sophisticated enough, trained enough to cater to your emotions and intelligence. And it also addresses not just IQ, but EQ. So right now we're doing IQ, which say general intelligence in AI. There gets to be EQ, which is emotional quotient, very soon. 2 out of 3 consumers are already using AI without even knowing. I told you that. And AI is going to be growing a $120, $190 billion industry very soon. So what are we saying? We're saying, buddy, what is the core? The core is the virtual highway. And how do you align that core? कैसे हम एक entrepreneur बनेंगे virtual highway में? किस तरीके से इसको encash करेंगे? Well, I could be an entrepreneur, or I could be working in McKinsey, or I could be working in GE, I could be working in Apple and Google. What I'm going to learn and hone my skill set as a student in MDI Gurgaon. 1, I'm going to be process benchmarking, very important. I'm going to be identifying entrepreneurial opportunities. I'm going to be understanding, profiling your customers. How do I keep my customers happy, nurture them, and understand what they want? Lastly, great CRM solutions, great data repository. So Mukesh Ambani says data is gold. Why do you think he says data is gold? Any answers, guys? Why do you think data is gold?
Ma'am, today's marketing decisions are very much based on data. Like that intuitive kind of decision making has lost. Like that trend is lost, and any manager would want to base their decision on the basis of data.
Absolutely, that's very, very wise. So data gives you insights. How many of you know IBM Watson? Watson has such a fantastic enablement when it comes to making decisions, not just tech decisions, but your daily life decisions. So imagine this, God forbid, but my dad's dad had, for example, Parkinson's. Would my children have Parkinson's? Can I get that answer? Yes, no, yes. Watson can tell you that. Now, it is hypothetical whether it predicts correct or not, but its accuracy is enormously high. That's one. How would the stock market align in the next 6 months or 1 year? There is an answer for that. Would it rain 10 days later? Yes or no? Bank frauds. How much percentage of frauds we are expecting in PNB in the next 3 years? Well, it's answerable and we can calculate that. So all these, this is nothing but predictive modeling, and the world changes very, very soon, aligns accordingly to this. That's one. And when we say data, we have marketing automation as well. You can use your marketing automation in things like profiling your customers. So this Trump, when he came, I think he used this tech. Marketing automation played a completely, what's the right word? He played a massive role in getting him the ticket, winning the big ticket. So that is a separate discussion. You come and we'll have a larger discussion. I'd love to have a longer discussion on this. Cultivate a culture of collaboration. Of course, yes. Get tool. If you'd ask me, Deepa, what is your advice for us, as an entrepreneur? I'll say get tool friendly, work on collaboration tools. In fact, I'll say build one. But if you build one, what is the USP is also important. And this is a very good entrepreneurship idea. A collaboration tool, which is very easy to learn, follow, and also plug in with your marketing automation. Now, if this sounds complicated, shoot a question. I'm more than happy to answer. So that's it. What does my future enterprise look like? Well, I would have a CMS at the back end. I would have a CRM for my customers, which is customer relationship management tool. This is your content management, repository. And then is your marketing system. And this is your marketing automation, which I'll plug with this. And you have analytics, intelligence, project management, and sales enablement combined. So this purview, this particular dialog box, when I put everything together, I can link them up to give me meaningful insights through data analytics. And this is where I come and I get decisions from organizations, whether I'm going to the right customers, is my brand share of voice enough, is my operations cost high? This is today's what an enterprise look like today. That is the real picture. So interesting. Let's I think my time's just, I have a few more minutes. I would love questions, but before I wind up, let's take a look at this. Something very interesting. Few new analytics product will help retailers and brands analyze the real sales. There's nothing but an AI-based product that they've built. Analytics, if you would ask me which are the best platforms, you can Google for answers. If you were to say, Deepa, I don't have a development or a coder's background, how can I prepare now? How can I just start now? I say, come on, pick up a good course quickly. And coding is something that anybody can learn. Whether you had mathematics as your background or did not have, you can go ahead and learn coding any point of the time. Amazon personalization game. I remember we discussed know your customers, where are they, what they want, and you are a champion. That is the deal. Where do I find my customers? How do I find them? I would personalize them. How do I personalize them? Well, I'll go to golfers separately. I'll go to people who love cars, separately. I'll go to people who are software, users separately. So this is personalization, nothing but profiling your customers. Now, this is a virtual store. COVID में बहुत shopping हुआ virtual stores के through. This is a Gurgaon store, I think, and this is a virtual tool that is you can see on the website. So in the future, you can expect shopping to happen through the virtual reality, and we would have virtual stores. So retailers need to be just prepping up for this because they're still brick and mortar. So they need to be very, very, very ready for what is coming and how they can, make the best use of this particular sellable, format. Facial recognition. Well, yes, no, we had just facial recognition with thermal sensors. Well, I was a part of a startup pitch just about 15 days ago, and we have this woman who's built facial recognition bundle with thermal heat sensors. Now, it's pretty prevalent. A lot of people are doing it. So this is also advanced. This is what you see is very basic. People have moved on beyond it, and I'm very proud of it. And I do mention it that I have built a facial recognition engine myself. And what I followed was TensorFlow and there is Anaconda, the two technologies that I used when I created that part. Now, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at my cursor. This guy is selling you the condiments in the grocery. You don't need anybody. You'll laugh. You'll say, look at my grocery guy. He's going to lose his job. Nobody. He'll have to brace up his skill set. This is not for India, where we are highly populated. But in the West, if you see, West, there are a lot of, labor is very expensive. So they will really have to refine their skill sets to win this or to combat this robot influx. But soon store managers would like to hire robots which are intelligent enough to navigate existing stores. Guys, it seems like I'm talking to myself. I really wanted to throw some questions, and honest, I'm sorry, but I really want you to. I think I should take a break. It's 5:51. So Prabhav, you have any questions or any of your colleagues? I'd be more than happy to answer because मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं खुद से ही बात कर रही हूँ.
Ma'am, I had a question. So, ma'am, you talked about virtual stores. What is your view about trying stuff online? So, like using AI to actually try the products on our bodies, and like camera capturing our image and showing us how we look in those clothes, because what I feel is it is very subjective. People might be having different kind of lights at their home. So if the lights are dim, the picture won't come in really well. So do you have any any views on that? How to tackle this?
Is that Sagar?
Ma'am, that's Mehul.
Yeah, Mehul, देखो, आप जो कह रहे हो वो that's okay when you talk about clothes and all, trying, that's Google Glass we're talking about. We're talking about some other technology like smart glass, that's a different one. Yeah. I'm saying retail. देखो, retail में innovation कैसे देखते हो? एक तरीका है, मैं TV store में जाती हूँ और मुझे normally क्या होता है, हम विजय sales store में जाते हैं. What happens is a guy who tells, अच्छा आपको कैसा TV चाहिए? 36 inches, 42 inches? हाँ जी. क्या उसमें smart आपको integration चाहिए? Do you want a smart TV? Now, imagine a beacon speaking to you as you enter the store and say, on your left is a 42 inches TV that has blah, 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 blah. Do you want to buy this? So beacon and then robotic process automation where you have technically machines. So retail is different. When I say Google Glass or when I say smart glass, it's going to have a totally different interpretation, So I'm talking about grocery stores and robotics. But जब हम बात करें कि हाँ मुझे trial rooms will be omitted, maybe they would be. But हम इंडियन थोड़े ओल्ड स्कूल है, हमारे पेरेंट्स को अभी भी अच्छा लगता है कि हम कपड़ा फील करके खरीदें. You understand where I'm coming from? Is the कपड़ा so that face to face has no what is the right word? It has enormous value. It is of enormous value. It's very rare, but we are going to, whether we'll choose it or not, we are going to walk into a world which is going to change by 360 degree, quantum and 360 degree elevation. So we should be prepared for the change. And I'd say the best part is to walk hand in hand with digital transformation and embrace of it. Hey, I'm going to champ you no matter what. I'm going to champ you. And if I was to be an entrepreneur, rest assured that almost 18 to 20% of our startups are deep tech. So technology के साथ हाथ मिलाना ही पड़ेगा आपको, हमें सबको, हम चाहें या ना चाहें. So that is where I rest my case. But thank you for the question. Do I have any other question?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
I'm Sagar. I am what I was thinking is like, I myself as a big fan of technology, and even have some my own ideas that I would love to work upon after MBA or maybe during this time. But like a coin has two sides, this can also be seen in the same way. We have already been seeing a lot of misuses or use for malign purposes by a lot of organizations or governments or any individual maybe. Just yesterday I read after COVID, we in India have seen more than 500% increase in cyber crimes. There have been issues with privacy, there have been issues with fraud. So like, what do you say that we need to embrace the new technological changes that we are facing or seeing, but how do we handle these situations as well?
देखिए, थोड़ा सा दिक्कत हमारे देश में ज्यादा है, बिकॉज हम जब साइबर क्राइम्स की बात करते हैं तो साइबर सिक्योरिटी, एक तो हमारा पॉपुलेशन इतना है, वी आर वी सच अ ह्यूज कंट्री, कि सरकार को मैनेज करना जो डेटा थेफ्ट्स है और साइबर सिक्योरिटी क्राइम्स है वो एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है. But I still feel that government can build councils in every state where they're monitoring bodies of let's say about 40 or 50 or 30 or 20 guys in every state, that जिनका रोल ही ये रहे कि कल को अगर आपका डेबिट कार्ड, जैसे मैं देख रही हूँ, मैंने सुना है एक आधे स्टेट में there's a particular village जहाँ पे ये बहुत हो रहा है कि डेबिट कार्ड पिन का लिंक दे दिया, and that is so one is to be very to operate on secure platforms. Make sure to not compromise your debit and credit card details on places that sound shady. Only trust the reputed platforms that operate on, that operate with SSL certificates and secure layers. So cybersecurity should have a map. It should have a global gradation adherence. That is what I think. आज के consumer को थोड़ा ज़्यादा चुकरना है, और सरकार को गवर्नेंस में हमारी पॉलिसी थोड़ी और सख्त बनाने की जरूरत है. और मुझे लगता है एक साइबर सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल है भी, but उसका रोल थोड़ा सा और ऑगमेंट होने की जरूरत है. But yeah, everybody is sitting inside, people are thinking new means and alternatives to make money. So this is one innovation, which is nothing but hacking, So that is what my take is on this.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So guys, I have a fairly long PPT. You want me to glide? So I'll quickly glide. And self-driving cars, ये हो जाएगा हिंदुस्तान में भी, but हमारे पास सड़कें नहीं है. तो मैं बहुत सरप्राइज भी रहूंगी. हालांकि मुझे पता है कि गाड़ियां किस तरीके से आएंगी, आपके चार्जिंग पॉड रहेंगे और आपका डीजल और गायब होने वाला पेट्रोल. एंड दोज ऑफ यू बाय द वे हु प्लान टू बाय अ कार, प्लीज वेट टिल यू गेट एन इलेक्ट्रिक कार, which I am also waiting. So electric car maybe a year or so. There are already some models have come in electric cars, but we say goodbye to petrol and diesel, and with that economies are dependent on fuel. Crude oil will have to relook at their alignment. So you'll be welcomed in Dubai and other countries now, because their dependence on such everything, denomination changes, the global denomination changes completely because of this new innovation, is what I'm trying to hint at. So this is what I said. We were just talking about enable 3D virtual dressing room. You don't need to step in. This is interesting. I can make you see it a little more clearly that we are talking about. You can try different colors and different styles, and so this is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun, especially for women, because of course men also, those of them who are very fond of shopping. That's how it is. Interesting. We did not talk about health tech. So Da Vinci surgical robot during a hysterectomy operation. So for those of you who are sometimes worried in the, many of us, like our parents or our near and dear ones, going to OT, so there'll be robots doing that operation with precision, like millimeter or micro, what is the denomination next to it? Micro, millimeter, like chop is the word. The precision is going to be so good. While in India, we are a developing economy, we still have times to see, but the way we are going ahead and the way our consumption patterns are taking place, I see a very bright future in the next 2-3 years in terms of GDP, economy surging, and it's going to take a complete turnaround, from here. Interesting. So we talked about personalization and behavior gauging, very smart marketing gimmick. Zara tracks and store customer behavior through eye beacons to improve the retail experience. So well, what did you buy? Zara knows, and what you're going to buy next. So based on that, they can pass on this data to the marketing teams to sell you what you want. This is a very cute example on. So I would rather, guys, we've spoken. I think my time is also up. Nidhi and Prakhar, is my time up?
I think Prabhav, over to you, and we would wait if there is any questions along with it for ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I hope if there are any other questions you would like to address to Deepa ma'am, you can go ahead and do it.
Yes, ma'am. So I do have one question that, ma'am, we being from non-tech background, and we might have some, you can say, a solution to some good problems, right, in the society, basically. But we don't have much knowledge about tech. So how do we go about it? Like, how do we actually know? Like, how can this be solved through tech or not? Or what can we do about it?
देखिए, मैं आपको बात बताऊं, मैंने आपको अपनी कहानी सुनाई है. मैंने BSc होम साइंस किया है. I mean, I still want to hide that home science, but it's okay. I'm very proud. तो देखिए, टेक होने के लिए इंटरेस्टिंग बात है, स्टीव जॉब्स को टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आती थी. He had Steve Wozniak. My thought is, आपका विजन जरूरी है और आपका एक लर्निंग कर्व का हंगर होना है, that I have to learn. मैंने आपको बताया कि कोडिंग ऑटोमेट होने वाला है. तो गुड न्यूज इज कि developers have to be worried कि अगर ये automate हो गया तो हमारा क्या होगा? You understand what I'm saying? Everybody will have to. It's not necessary that you have a tech background. You should cultivate a habit of reading, adopting new practices to cultivate that mindset. So keep reading new blogs, keep reading tech blogs. And as I told you, I'm a home science graduate and I've written a book on digital innovation. I mean, that's just because I love technology. I've got a knack for it. So I hope I answer your question. You just have to have a knack for it, love for it. And you have to have a passion to excel, and nothing is invincible. कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है जो आप नहीं कर सकते.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So should I stop sharing? क्या मैं stop कर दूँ share? मैं आपको सिर्फ ये बता. Do you hear the mandir bells, guys? Please excuse me. There's a mandir puja happening, so there is very close to my house. But make your own rules. खुद के rules बनाइए. Don't be led. अभी तो new education policy आ गया, so you now know we have to walk with the global education system. We cannot just focus on कितना grades आया, कितना percentage आया. That's so outdated, man. What counts is whether you're a hacker, whether you can hack great ideas, whether you're a disruptor. You need to disrupt. How can you disrupt with your own miracle is what I leave you. This presentation was a pretty long one, and I would not want to take a lot of your time, but here's what I want to say. There will be bumps in the road. The path isn't linear. One, find a mentor who's passionate about what they do. You're going to be mad, Don't worry, people think you're mad. You're mad. Steve Jobs को भी लोग पागल ही बोलते थे. But वो चला गया और वो legacy छोड़ के गया और उसकी शायद 7 पुश्ते खाना खाएंगी उसके ideas की वजह से. So, of course, he did have one regret that, he did not spend a lot of quality time with his family. So, maintain a balance, but have madness for whatever you do. आप जरूर अपनी चीज जो भी आप फॉलो करना चाहते हैं शिद्दत से करिए. Have fun, enjoy that adventure. If you're not liking what you're doing, quit. That's my way of living it. If I don't like it, I'll walk out. I would rather do something that I love from the heart and I feel like waking up in the morning and pursuing that. Research, deep dive in your interests. The time you dedicate it to Netflix, of course you watch Netflix, but you do equal time to researching your interests and set a daily appointment with yourself. अकेले रहने से कभी भी आप घबराइए नहीं. So इसके साथ मैं आज का whatever discussions we had, this is my handle. You can follow me on LinkedIn. Nidhi, I'm sure you must have given my
yes, ma'am. I've shared the credentials with everybody who's present there.
We'll be more than happy. I can see 53 of you glued on my screen. Any questions, please ask. We already also doing a startup cohort. Wherein we are funding people, of course, not an idea stage, but if you have a great idea, we are open to discuss. So we recently did a startup cohort on with women in India. Almost 29 women have applied. और अगर आपके पास एक hackathon के लिए कोई अच्छा idea है, तो दीदी प्रखर के साथ, I'm sorry प्रखर, I pronounced your name incorrectly prior to it. Age is catching up. But Nidhi, please share the collaterals of today जो हम करने जा रहे हैं, डिजिटल हैकेथन। और अगर आप में
Sure, I'll do that.
आइडिया है तो आप प्लीज हमसे जुड़ें, एंड लिंक्डइन पे मुझे आप फॉलो कर सकते हैं, मुझसे कह सकते हैं. I've had many requests of people who want to be, who want to seek help in understanding what their potential is and what they want to do. Anything else? And I'm more than happy to answer, guys. This is my pleasure to be here today.
I believe, is there any questions left for ma'am? Ma'am, I guess they've asked all the questions, ma'am. And I'd like to thank you on behalf of Mile for this wonderful and enriching session, ma'am. And despite being a weekend and giving us your valuable time to talk with us.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure the student body found this a really, learning experience that you have provided us with. We hope we can, hear more from you in the future.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful time. And well, you were very, very sharp. Let me tell you, I really loved interacting with you. Thank you so much for the word.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye and good day. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.